Once upon a time in a small town, there lived a young boy named Armin. He belonged to a poor family where his father worked as a mechanic and his mother stitched clothes to support the household. Despite the financial struggles, Armin always dreamed of achieving something big in life. He wanted to buy a beautiful house for his parents, live a better life, and prove to the world that he was capable of success. But life was not easy for him. No matter what he tried, nothing worked. He started a few small businesses, tried online jobs, and even worked part-time, but every time he failed. Slowly, hopelessness started taking over his heart. Armin was almost ready to give up on his dreams when something unexpected happened that changed his entire life. One evening, Armin went to a small public library. He had no specific plan, just a heart full of frustration. While browsing the shelves, his eyes caught a book titled The Success Stories of the World's Greatest Entrepreneurs. Out of curiosity, he opened it and began reading. As he turned the pages, he came across the story of Elon Musk, a man who failed several times before building companies like Tesla and SpaceX. He read about Steve Jobs, who was fired from his own company but came back stronger than ever. He also learned about Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba, who was rejected from more than 30 jobs and failed in multiple businesses but never gave up. Armin was shocked. He whispered to himself, "If these people faced so many failures and still succeeded, why can't I? Maybe my story isn't over yet." From that day onward, Armin made a promise to himself. He would learn from successful people and follow their mindset. Instead of wasting time scrolling on social media or talking to negative friends, he spent hours watching interviews, reading biographies, and listening to motivational speeches. The more he learned, the more his thinking changed. He discovered that failure was not the opposite of success. It was a part of it. He understood the importance of solving problems rather than complaining about them. He realized that successful people think differently, act differently, and never give up no matter how hard life gets. Inspired by Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, and Jack Ma, Armin started improving his skills. He learned coding, digital marketing, and business strategies. His friends laughed at him, saying, "Stop dreaming, Armin. People like us can't succeed." But Armin never argued with them. He just smiled and said, "One day, my success will speak for me." Months passed. Armin faced failure after failure, but this time he refused to quit. Every mistake became a lesson, every failure became a stepping stone, and every rejection made him stronger. Finally, after countless sleepless nights and endless hard work, his first online business started making money. It wasn't much in the beginning, but it gave him hope. He reinvested everything he earned, applied what he learned from successful people, and slowly his business started growing. Within 1 year, Armin's income multiplied 10 times. He bought a beautiful house for his parents, supported his sister's education, and became an inspiration for everyone around him. One day during a local seminar, a young boy asked him, "Armin Bhai, what's the secret of your success?" Armin smiled and said, "I studied successful people. I learned from their failures, adopted their mindset, and applied their strategies. Success leaves clues, and I simply followed them." Armin's story became an example for hundreds of other struggling boys in his town. People who once doubted him now admired him. He proved that no matter where you come from, no matter how many times you fail, you can achieve anything if you learn from those who have already done it. So if you're struggling today, remember this: stop complaining, stop blaming, and start learning. Read the stories of successful people. Watch their interviews. Study their struggles and understand their strategies. Because success is not about luck. It's about mindset, consistency, and never giving up. And always remember one thing: greater than, if they can do it, so can you.